Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you one way to add papers to your homemade journal that you made. Now this journal, I did a video a few days ago. It's made out of a pasta box. And what I'll do is I will link the video down below and I'll link it at the end of this video. So if you want to watch this part first, by all means, go ahead, click it, and then come back and watch this part. But this is going to be one way that you can add paper to your journal that you're making. Now, this is a very basic, you see I did uh, an envelope. I had an envelope. And also you could do this with tape, whatever you want. But I had a piece of an envelope and I put some alcohol ink on it. And then what I did was I glued it to the back of the pasta box. This is the window of the pasta box. And then I went in and I took some scrapbook paper. I did that. And then I just put some glitter over it for now. I don't know what I am so in love with this glitter. I cannot stand myself. And this is the, what is it? The plaid. Oh, where'd you go? I was just using you. I'm horrible. I have to clean today. Oh, I don't know what it is. But anyway, it's like the extreme glitter from Mod Podge. I don't have it sitting here right now. I don't know why. Maybe I took it out there. Okay, anyway. So I'm going to show you one way to get paper in here. A lot of people do not like to thread it. Do you know what I'm saying? Take the needle and thread and do that kind of binding, which I will show you, but not today. It'll come probably, what's today? So it'll probably come a day next week. We'll go in. All you'll need is a needle, a fairly thick needle, and some thread. You can use embroidery thread. You can use, whatever kind of thread you have that's thick. So yeah, so that's that. So here we are. We have this. And I have some paper sitting here. Now this could be any paper you have. This could be printer paper. It could be scrapbook paper that you might have used a piece of. You can go to your local arts and crafts store and get, go and get their clearance section of their scrapbook paper. It might be Christmas. It might be ugly. Who cares? Buy it because you can paint over it. You're going to use it in your art journal anyway. So I'm always about that. And so we'll be using these. I was doing the, y'all keep asking me about the string art thing. So I was kind of playing with that on this. And I used that as a dabber. Printer paper, and this was the video I did the other day. This is, or yesterday, I believe, is the Martha Stewart watercolor. And you can see it's completely dry. So I'll put that video down below and at the end of this video as well. I mean, look how gorgeous it dries. And it's permanent. Let me just show you. I'll just take my finger with water. Look. Nothing. All dry and permanent. The way I love it. And then this was something I was just experimenting with. So we're going to take these papers. Now, obviously, these need to be cut in a way. You don't always have to put full sheets in, and I'll get to that in a second. But what we're going to make are signatures. Now, what signatures are actually like each part. So what I like to do is, I don't know, let's say we're going to put 4 signatures in. So I'm going to fold it. Now, you can be very fancy and get out your bone folder and really get that pressed good. I'm not going to because I just don't. It's not the way I do things most of the time. If I was going to make this and sell it, I would. But not for this. So you see, I'm just folding and then I'm putting in. Oh, that's what she said. Okay. I'm going to keep folding. Doesn't matter which way because you're going to be using the fronts and the backs. This is paper I got in a pack of paper at AC Moore, and it comes in like the grays and the browns. Some of it's textured, some of it's not. It was on clearance for like $1.50, and I got 80 sheets or something, which I was like, yes, please. So I love this. Always look at clearance. Michael's, at least here in Jersey, they have a big clearance section. Joann's always has a clearance section. Hobby Lobby always has a clearance section. AC Moore, I don't think I've seen a clearance section in, now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, they have great sales. So I mean, always use your clearance section. Okay, so let's just say this is our first signature. So when you fold them, and you can see they're all different sizes. So if you're OCD about things, you guys know I'm not. But if you are, I mean, I am, but just not important things I'm OCD over. You can go in, and if you have one of the Fisker's slidey cutty things, you can use that. You can use your scissors. You know what would be fun? If you have decorative scissors. You can go and cut the edges, make it fancy. It doesn't matter, but this is signature 1. And what happens is, obviously it's going to be too long, so we shall cut it, but it goes in first. That's your first signature, okay? Now, I'm going to make the other signature, and then we'll go on from there. So I have this piece. Okay, great. There's one. You can see I don't fold very good. Okay, so now we're coming in here. Well, you know what? You know, this is the little tabby tab that you can cut. Some of them have a perforated thing. This one doesn't, but I don't care. I'm going to leave it all. And I'm going to leave it this size. And I'm going to put it in. Oh my goodness, that's what she said. Right there. Not a big deal. Now we have this. Well, this is a little kind of wonky. Funky monkey. So I'm just going to go to the, you know, where it's bigger, the bigger end. And I'm just going to kind of eye it up. And I'm going to go. Here I go. Look at me go. Look at me go. Look at me go. And that's about as close. Now, if you want to be more perfect, of course, you can go. But look how good that is. Now, should I save this? Yeah, bet you a bottom dollar. Dollar bill. Okay, so then I'm going to just fold it. And if you don't want to fold it this way, do it this way. You do you, boo. You do whatever you want to do. Okay, so there we go. And then I'm going to lay that. So that's signature 2. I'd probably put it, you know, 4 in, like, you know, whatever. But then what you do is you lay it in, signature 2. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like this. And you see this extra bits hanging down? Well, OCD, not so much, but it bothers me a little bit. So, because I want it to look neat as I can, go in. Decorative scissors would be good here too. I don't want to cut the front. So I'm just going to go in. Look at me go. Look at me go. Da, 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 da. And if you want to cut some of this, you see what I'm saying? I mean, you can really have fun. Okay, so then we have this, and I'm going to get to this in a second, but this is something, you know, kids are out of school. Maybe you want to do it. It doesn't matter who does it, but if you get a piece of printer paper, let's see. If you get a piece of printer paper and you have these pieces, go ahead and take your glue stick or your Mod Podge, whatever you're using, glue them down. Now, you'll put a couple more signatures in there, so you will have more paper, okay, as it keeps. But look, and we can just glue them down and then use this as a art journal page. So I'm just going to lay this to the side because I will do that. Okay, here we are. So now we have our journal. And what we're going to do is tie it in. So we're going to tie it in. I'm using yarn. You can use embroidery floss. You can use whatever you have. Maybe you have shoelaces that you have laying around and you don't know what to do with. You can buy the leather cording. You can buy, this is cording. It's elastic. I use this when I make journals. So some people like to have journals where they come out, like the paper when you're done, you slide it out, you put more in. So I like to use the elastic. I've sold a couple of these that I've made, and this is really great. So if you guys want to see a video on how I do this with the elastic, let me know down below. Okay. So first, let's grab our first signature that we put in there. This is how I like to do it. Now you can do it for all of them at once, but I like this a little better. I think it kind of secures it a little better, but it's totally up to you. If you're lazy and you don't want to do it this way, then you do it whatever way you want. So I have this yarn, which is kind of, there you go. It's kind of knotted, and you would think the normal YouTuber who's making videos to teach would have went on and made sure that their yarn was not knotted like this, but I'm not your normal girl. And I have all this. I will not throw this away. I will sit and either have Emily untangle it or I will sit and untangle it. It is not the biggest deal. And so I'm going to take, gee, I don't know. I guess I should measure it, huh? Let me just cut there. And let me show you what we'll do, and then I'll measure it for you. What we're going to do is we are going to take this and decide whether you want the knot on top or in back. And where is my ruler? Right here. So this is going to be okay, so that's 12 inches, 24 inches, so about 36 inches. It has a little, that much left, but I mean, you know, you can do it by just measuring it, but that's about how much. So what I'm going to do is put my tie at the top. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to turn this over. Now remember, when we put it together, this is our middle that we had. So I'm going to kind of go for that area, you know, that way. And then I'm going to measure to make sure my ends are all in there. And I am going to tie it in a knot. So there's your first. And you can have somebody hold it if you want, or hold it yourself, whatever you like to do. And I double knotted it. Now, don't lose those, because these are going to be when we go to decorate, if we choose to decorate. That is number one. You want to be really fancy? Have some different yarn sitting around and do them separately, right? Like different kinds of yarn. But for this one, this is all I'm going to do. So now let's use our second signature. So I'm going to lay it in there, right? You can, you know, fancy up whatever way you want. I'm going in with some more of this yarn because that's what I have sitting here. And you would think I could find the end fast. I have a mess. I tell you, these past couple months have got me so fatigued that, whoosh, I should never be allowed to leave my bedroom, I think. Okay, here we go. And I'm just eyeing this. I'm not going to measure it because, honestly, I'm just eyeing it up. I'm not that kind of girl. But, like I said, you might be, and that's okay. So, same thing. Going to put it there. Going to flip it over. Going to make the ends. I just put them together, hold them, move it up, pull it tight. We're going in for another knot. We're doing it like this. Okay, tight. Put your finger, no, don't put your finger there yet, because I can't. Start the knot, put the finger, pull it. I don't know if this really does anything, but I feel very fancy doing it. And there we go. Okay, so that's your second signature. Now I would go in and put, you know, I would make a few more signatures. And then what happened, and keep doing this, right? And you can put 5 sheets of paper, 4 sheets of paper, 6 pieces of paper. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's totally up to you. And then just take this, let's close it and push it. Now, something that I will sometimes do, and I will not do it till it's done, is you see how we have the strings here, right? Sometimes I will take some Mod Podge and the fabric or white school glue, whatever you have, and I will put these together, the strings, and kind of just glue them. on here. You don't have to, and the more you put in might be, might make it a little better. It might not bother you. It's totally up to you. But here we go. So you have the rest of them in. Here's the inside. Here's our first page. Dun, 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 dun. Here's our layout for second page, third page, whatever way you like to journal. Dun, 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 dun. And you see how you're not getting the same page. You're getting two different pages. So I think that's a lot of fun, especially if you're using, which are at the end, if you're using scrapbook paper, but you see you don't need it. And then you get white. So if you want to do separate or a spread, that's all good. And then here we go for this. And then we have this. If this happens to bother you, cut it. Who cares? But look how cool. Then we get the both. This. I got a couple tricks, like I said, I'm going to show you the next video for this. But you see? And you keep going. So imagine you put 2 or 3 more signatures in, and then look how nice of a journal you have. Say what? Oh yeah. And then here's the back. So we're going to jazz this up. I almost said a different word. We're going to jazz this up in Kathy Spires. You probably know the word I was going to say. Yeah. So when we're all done, it's going to be nice. And like I said, I can definitely add, this is where I ended up. I can definitely put more papers in here, more signatures, and keep tying them, which I might do. So when we go to sew it, when I show you how to sew it, it's good. But yeah, this is the lazy girl's way to make a journal. And let me tell you, done and done. And then leave these. Don't take them off yet because we're going to do, I'm going to show you a couple things. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up and please share me everywhere. I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment and let me know if you are making your own journals. Remember, if you haven't seen the first video, you can click it at the end up here or over here. There, one over there, down below. You know what I'm saying. And if you found me and you have not subscribed and you want to be subscribed, click the subscribe button. And then click that little notification bell next to it so you can get notified when I upload, which is a few times a week, sometimes more, sometimes less. And yeah, and if you have any requests, of course, leave them down below. You can find all my social media and follow me there as well down below. I love you guys so very much, and as always, please be kind to each other. You'll never know about somebody else is fighting, and progress, not perfection. We are just playing and having a blast, and that is what it's about. So I will see you guys in my next video. I love you guys so very much, and have a fantastic day.